The purpose of the historic Trauma Sexual Abuse Education Day was to help people heal. Gemma Givens attended this event and has this report.
About 60 people attended the event, including 9 men. Donovan Begay was one of them. He says his mom was a victim of domestic violence. Begay says the messages of returning to culture and tradition hits close to home.
A woman is life, really. And for a man to abuse it and to just deface what was given to him as, a gift of life, a partner, someone equal to him, it's so depreciative and so derogative. It's just degrading. And I see my mom go through all that, but at the same time, through all her shame or whatever she claims for herself, I still see my mom, the bright hope that she always has had.
The story of Begay's mother is not uncommon among Native women across the nation. Government statistics show Native American and Alaska Native women are more than 2.5 times more likely to be raped or sexually assaulted than other women in the United States. Nancy Bordeaux is the director of the Minneapolis American Indian Center's Indigenous Women's Life Net.
We have to go back to our traditional ways, back to our culture, because we can have, a curriculum and everything like that, from the state, but it's not going to do anything for our people because we've already had that. Healing from sexual assault, sexual abuse really comes from going back to your culture, to creating new experiences for yourself.
Participants looked at healing through collective empowerment and community. Sandy Whitehawk, with the First Nations Orphans Association, says Native communities need to heal together.
It's important for us to talk about this through our stories and use our perspective and the way that we know how to heal ourselves and each other. It's time to heal not only our women, but our men and our families and our communities.
Organizers say part of the healing process includes overcoming historical trauma and building trust with government agencies so that victims can receive services. The next Education Day is scheduled in September. The focus will be historical trauma and Native American children through education. For Native Voice, I'm Gemma Givens in St. Paul, Minnesota.
I'm Lee Longhorn, and here at the William Mitchell College of Law in St. Paul, it's not uncommon to see students carrying books that cover federal Indian law and tribal courts like this one. That's because these courses are offered here at the college, and it's important for future lawyers to learn about these, as explained by the dean and a faculty member here at the college.
I still run into people, both lawyers and non, who say, oh, so tribes have their own courts? Really basic, just ignorance about it. And so I think all lawyers need to be exposed to the issue. And that's why I think it's important to have a law school that focuses on it.
And in particular in a state like Minnesota, where we have a number of reservations, a number of sovereign tribes, a number of tribal courts, it almost doesn't matter what area of law you're involved in. It's quite possible that you're going to be involved in cases that might cross into reservations, have to do with reservation members. You might find yourself in a tribal court.
I'm Latasha Ball here at the University of Minnesota Medicine Gardens, where the Dakota and Ojibwe members are trying to preserve their language and culture by passing it on to the next generation.
Betty Jane Schaff. I'm the curriculum specialist for the Wet'suwet'en Nandagigandun Preschool Language Immersion Program. Today we have our immersion classrooms coming out to visit the Minnesota Medicinal Gardens, and we come and visit the gardens regularly. We've been doing it since the school year in the spring, and the kids have planted some stuff, so what they're doing is coming out and maintaining the plants that they've put out. All the instruction is done in immersion, and so we have one Ojibwe immersion classroom here, and we have a Dakota immersion classroom here. Okay. All of the instruction in our classroom is done in the language, so once the children go into the classroom, the speakers only speak the language. The only time that they will use English is if it's an emergency or for safety reasons. This group that's here today, the ages range from, this is actually our summer program for kids who have been through our program and no longer have services through the community. So these children are kindergarten through 3rd grade. Our program focuses only on early childhood. We do try to support them afterwards because there's no program right now for them to go into after they're finished with ours. But our main focus is early childhood. So in our preschool classroom, we start as low as 18 months to 5 years. So we have a mixed age classroom there, so there could be a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old working together and learning from each other. And then our High Five program, all of those children are 4 years going to 5 years. And so the year after, they will be going into kindergarten. So this is like a pre-kindergarten class. And so they're in that classroom for 9 months.
My English name is Amber Rule, but my Indian name is Ogima Watigokwe. But the kids just call me Ogi. I'm an Ojibwe language teacher in our pre-K High 5 program. I never heard Ojibwe when they first come to us. I mean, they have no idea what you're saying, none at all. And you basically just have to give them the tools to like survive their day so they can still like tell you, I'm hungry, and they'll understand when I say, oh, you're hungry, well, there's food over here. I really can't picture doing anything else. I mean, this is what I want to do. I've had a couple different like teaching job offers from schools, from other nonprofits, but I can't leave. We go Neshua Yaman.
I learn Ojibwe and.
Do you know some words?
Can you say some?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yes.
If the children don't have support at home or in their community, they're not going to retain the language that they're learning from us. So one of the main things in our program right now is we're looking at parent engagement and family engagement and how we can get those families to support what their children are learning to make sure that they're maintaining it and carrying it on.